Welcome to First Unitarian Church of Cincinnati. I am Ellen Wathen, your worship associate this morning. The subject of this morning's sermon, Earth Day and Trees, is near and dear to my heart. One of my first memories as a child was when I was 4 or 5. I would sit under the oak tree in front of my house and watch the squirrels playing in the branches. I remember playing in the grass under the tree and making little houses out of the grass and little people out of the acorns. My father put up a rope swing in the oak tree, and my brother, sister, and I would swing under the tree. So trees have always given me comfort and solace. Our church is a place you can bring your whole self, your full identity, your questioning mind, and your expansive heart. We are a community committed to social justice and to supporting the various spiritual and ethical paths of our members and friends. We welcome you warmly and invite you to join us at coffee hour after the service in the room across from the main entrance. We are also having a potluck, the first Sunday potluck, which you are welcome to attend after the service. Please be sure to read the announcements and inserts in today's order of service, where you can find important information regarding the accommodations in our building, as well as upcoming events. We would like to welcome the youth group from the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Wayne County, who are visiting for their coming-of-age trip, and they're sitting in the back. Welcome, welcome, welcome. The flowers today are donated by Jera Cox in memory of her amazing daughter and best friend, Jenna Dixon. Before we begin our service, let's take a moment to wave to the people watching from home and then rise and greet our neighbors or say hello in the chat. Now, when you hear the singing bowl ring, please return to your seats. Elliot's next. Okay. One more time. Okay. While Elliot lights the chalice, I will share with you these chalice lighting words from Adena Danuf. We light this chalice for the earth, of which we are all a part. We pledge to care for what it needs and hold it in our heart. Excellent, wonderful, very good. We will now welcome Rebecca Schaefer and Phil Paredes to share about our 2025 pledge drive.
Come on. If only everyone screamed yes at the top of their lungs when they heard the words pledge drive. I'm here today to remind you guys that we are trying to wrap up this pledge drive prior to Easter. So if you are like me and haven't found the time to talk to your spouse about how much money you want to give to First Church, please do so this afternoon. We are trying to make sure that we are self-sustaining this year, which is a big deal. You know, we're kind of digging out of a little bit of a hole, but I think we're there when I look at this full sanctuary. But today, to help hype the pledge drive, we have a new member who's going to talk about his experience getting to know us and joining First Church. Phil? All right, Ellie, let's go, bud.
Thank you, Rebecca and team. Hello, I'm Phil Paredes. If you want to instantly get on my good side, call me Dr. Paredes. But you don't have to. If you do, I might feel obligated to correct your grammar. But Phil works just as well, and you won't get a quiz afterwards. My wife, Marjorie, I'm going to tell you how I came to be here today as a new member. It's a long and kind of winding road that took about 1.5 years, I think. My wife, Marjorie, and I live in northern Kentucky, and we have been there for the past 32 years. Our son, Bennett, is a marine biologist and lives in Morehead City, North Carolina. We have 2 cats, one indoor-outdoor, and one indoor. At Northern Kentucky University, where I taught, 2 of my esteemed colleagues were members here, Sally Jacobson and Judith Bechtel. You might know or remember them. Both had mentioned this church and Ralph Waldo Emerson. But that was years before I started work on my Emerson play. You see, I'm a writer, and that's another part of the reason why I'm here today. Writers work alone. We get lonely. We need to have time alone to write. But after writing a long while, we crave contact with others. Humans, not cats. We need society, community. It just so happens that Society and Solitude was the title of one of Emerson's essays, printed in the Atlantic in 1857. Emerson is another reason why I'm here today. I've long been a fan of Emerson, his writing and philosophy. As an English professor of many years, I was privileged to introduce Self-Reliance, the American Scholar, the Divinity School address to students. Always, it was my favorite section of American literature to teach. Emerson's ideas, his wisdom, his brilliant mind, his writing never fails to inspire me. Every time I taught Emerson, I was revitalized. I felt blessed. After 20 years of teaching English and literature, creative writing, directing creative writing programs, I decided to stop writing poems and start writing plays, which I have done for another 20 years or so. I began writing this Emerson play about 2020. A little over a year ago, I was researching his life, and I discovered that Emerson had friends here at First Unitarian and visited Cincinnati several times and lectured to this congregation, this very congregation in the 1850s. So I called the church and I talked with Barbara Bonney, and she kindly refers me to Tim Krause. And Tim and I meet, we have coffee, share information about Emerson and his visits here. Both of us are extremely fascinated by 19th century history. So Tim tells me all about Moncure Conway. I mean, all about Tim Conway. Oh, you too. Tim's a good sport. You can take it. Tim, I'm so glad I met you. Tim became my #1 fan of my Emerson play. And he persuaded Reverend Alex to attend the reading of my play at Falcon Theater in Newport. They both have been very encouraging and supportive, and they even invited me to have my play read here last April. I thank them and all of you who attended that reading with actor Bob Allen. Then something marvelous happened. Tim and Alex and others encouraged me to read my own play. Eventually, I summoned the courage to read my play in public. And I discovered I'm not a bad reader. And it was a pleasant experience. I'm happy to report now that I've read my Emerson play for audiences 3 times, and I hope to continue doing so. I am most grateful for the friends I've made here and to this beloved community for welcoming me, and I'm happy that my curiosity led me to visit regularly over the last year and to get to know some of you as I have learned about Unitarian Universalism and deepened my interest in the history of this congregation in Emerson and in Cincinnati. I admire this community's outreach programs, the concern for the environment, social events, and appreciate the community's support of artists, music, writing, painting. I enjoy the musicians, the bands, the vocalists, the bell ringers, the church choir, and the coffee hour service, after service. First Unitarian Church of Cincinnati is a community that I am proud to be a member of. Thank you.
Thank you, Phil, and thank you, Rebecca. Okay, it's time to sing our opening hymn, number 188, Come, Come, Whoever You Are. But first, I'd like to invite Patty Kelly forward because she is going to tell us a bit about why and how we're going to sing this.
Take 2. Okay. So, You may or may not be familiar with what we're doing in the religious education program this year, but one of the things is having a chapel service just for the kids 2 weeks out of the month. And at the first one, we always teach the kids a song that has something to do with the religion they're studying that month, because this year's curriculum for grades 1 through 6 is world religions. So the idea is we teach them the song at the beginning of the month, they practice it at home, and then in chapel 2 weeks later for the month, and then at the end of the month, the whole congregation sings it. But we often add some gestures to the song to help us remember the lyrics or the words to the song. So I'm going to teach you those. But I wanted to just introduce this song is one you know, so this will be really easy. It's Come, Come, Whoever You Are. We sing it all of the time. The reason we're singing it is that in March, the kids studied Islam. Well, you may not realize that the lyrics to Come, Come, Whoever You Are from a poem by Rumi, who Alex quotes all the time. He was a Sufi poet. Sufism is a branch of Islam. They're mystics. And so that is why the kids were singing this song. So if any kids would like to join me to teach them that, come on up. If you would like to, don't have to. If you want to help me teach the hand gestures, what I'm going to do is sing. All right, that's fine. I'm going to sing it once, doing the gestures, and then we're all going to sing it 3 times together. And we're not going to sing it as a round, as sometimes the adults do, because we haven't taught the kids how to do that. So for the first time, I mean, you can join us if you want, but pay attention to our gestures, okay? Hey, what happened to my helpers? Okay, you don't have to help. I'm a little froggy, so just, okay. Now, please note, if you didn't realize this, it's pretty obvious. This song is all about welcome, right? Okay. Come, come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of leaving, ours is no caravan of despair. Come yet again, come, all together. Come, come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of leaving, ours is no caravan of despair. Come yet again, come. Come, come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of leaving, ours is no caravan of despair. Come yet again, come. Come, come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of leaving, ours is no caravan of despair. Come yet again, come. All right, good job.
Thank you. Now, Maddie will read Wendell Berry's The Peace of Wild Things.
When despair for the world grows in me, and I wake in the night at the least sound, in fear of what my life and my children's lives may be, I go and lie down where the wood drake rests in the beauty on the water and the great heron feeds. I come into the peace of wild things, who do not tax their lives with forethought of grief. I come into the presence of still water, and I feel above me the day-blind stars waiting for their light. For a time I rest in the grace of the world, and I am free.
Thank you, Maddie. When Dr. Alex and I were brainstorming what to do for today's service, we asked the Earth Care team for their ideas. And Ellen, our wonderful worship associate for today, came to me with a pile of children's books. And from that pile, there were 2 books that really stood out. And we couldn't decide which to do, so we decided we're going to do them both today. And to read you the first book, Hello Trees by Bailey Bazundahoot, I think I said that right. I'm going to invite Jackson, Chloe, and Nora forward.
Do trees have souls? I wonder as I run my hand over the rough bark, wrinkled like my fingertips when I've stayed in the bathtub too long. I can see their bodies, trunks of all different shapes and sizes. Roots like legs, growing into a world that gets under my nails when I dig the soil, rich and full of possibility. Branches like arms stretching into the sky where I see the shapes of dinosaurs and lions.
Do trees smile when I swing in their branches? Or when I climb up into a treehouse full of adventure? Or when I play under their shade in a world of my own?
Do they feel loved being a home for squirrels and a safe place for birds' nests? Do trees feel sad when their leaves start turning from green to red and crispy brown? Or is it just like the feeling of growing up, like getting a haircut or not fitting into my favorite dress? Do trees get hurt when they get chopped down? Do they get cold in winter? Do they care for each other?
I know trees with names like oak, pine, willow. Others have names that sound strange to me, like bamboo, baobab, dragon's blood, wisteria, rainbow eucalyptus, and even bottle tree, wawa tree, and monkey puzzle.
I wonder if we're not that different from each other. I wonder if I said hello and listened carefully, would I hear the trees whisper back, "Hello there"?
Please rise as you are willing and able to sing hymn number 327, Joy Thou Goddess. In front of our church is a tall willow oak tree. For a number of years, this willow oak tree was a state champion tree, which is the largest tree in the state for that species of tree. First Church member Kyle Lewis, when he heard about our tree, emailed the Ohio Department of Natural Resources and got a reply. Unfortunately, our willow tree lost its state champion title to another tree in Hamilton County on someone's private land. The Ohio Department of Natural Resources keeps track of where large trees of various species are located. There are only a few willow oak trees in southern Ohio. One is in Athens on the Ohio University campus, one on the Wyoming Golf Club property, and one in Daniel Drake Park in Kennedy Heights, and one here in front of First Church. And you saw a picture of it on the screen. The children at First Church in the religious education program from grades preschool to grade 6 put together a poem about our willow tree. On a rainy Sunday last month, we all walked outside to the church's front yard and walked around the tree. The children looked up in the branches, felt the bark on the trunk, and observed the ground surrounding the tree, which still had a few small acorns and willow-shaped leaves which had fallen from last year. And then we went back inside, and with some prompts, the children gave their ideas of what the tree was like, and their ideas became a poem. The younger children drew pictures of the tree, which you will see on the screen. And the picture you've been seeing on the screen is a photograph of the church 100 years ago, which has a small young willow oak tree in front of the church. Ed Ryder, our church historian, found this photograph for us. Now, Jake is going to read the poem to you. And the poem is also in front of the podium.
Our Willow Oak Tree, a poem by the children of First Unitarian Church. The roots, look down. What do you see? Leaves, flowers, acorns. The trunk, tell us about it. Elephants. The bark, tell us about it. Bumpy, braille, noodle, brown. The branches and twigs, look up. What do you see? Buds, flowers. The whole tree. Who lives there here? Squirrels, butterflies, birds, bees, ants, woodpeckers, eagle. Me, sitting under the tree. I feel happy and calm.
Thank you, Jake. Now it's time for our second book. And for this, I'm going to sit down here and invite my friends to join me. Do I have any friends who want to come in? Read this book with me. This book is called The Busy Tree, and it is by Jennifer Ward. I'm a busy tree, or I'm a tree, a busy tree. Come and see. These are my roots, winding and long. They anchor and feed me and help me grow strong. Look at my acorns, shiny and round, nibbled by chipmunks who scratch at the ground. Here is my trunk, where busy ants scurry, searching for food as they march in a hurry. Hi, Aster. There are ants. This is the spider that lives in my bark, spinning a web from dawn until dark. There's the spider. A woodpecker searches, eager to munch, tapping for bugs it will eat for its lunch. Why does it eat bugs? That's just what birds do. Visit my hollow that is home to an owl. He sleeps all day long, then at night starts to prowl. These are my branches, leafy and high, a sidewalk for squirrels that soar through the sky. One of my branches cradles a nest, a cozy warm home where new hatchlings rest. Look at the small twig that holds a cocoon, protecting a moth that will emerge soon. Hear my green leaves as they shake in the wind, breathing out air for all to breathe in. Ladybug. There is a ladybug. Good looking.
I like ladybugs.
Yeah. These are my boughs that creak, bend, and sway, shading the children below as they play. We're going to come back to that in a moment. A boy finds an acorn I shake from my top, among autumn leaves that twirl as they drop. A girl plants a seed. It grows towards the sky, taller and stronger as seasons pass by, becoming a tree. A busy tree. Come and see. Now, I don't know about you, but I woke up to the songs of birds this morning. Did you hear them this morning? You did too? Yeah. And where do birds like to rest? In trees. And you know what? It made me think about when I was your age, and I used to wake up to the sounds of birds. And in the tree that was right outside, right in the front of my house. And you know, that was my favorite tree because I could climb up and just sit in its branches. Do you have a favorite tree?
I do.
Oh my goodness.
Tire swing tree.
Okay, so we have a tree that has a tire swing. That is very special. You have a special tree?
I don't have a tire swing yet. We have a protector.
A protector tree. What is a protector tree?
It's a big tree in front of someone's house.
A big tree in front of the house? I love that. Yes, you have a favorite tree?
Bird and me have a tree at our grandma's house. It's like as big as like right here to the top of that picture of the tree. It's really small and there's like branches from the bottom up to the top. And I can climb all the way up to the top.
So there's a tree at your grandmother's house that's as tall as the screen there, and you can climb all the way up to the top?
Oh no,
Oh, not the screen. Oh, this tree. Ah, got it. Yes.
I like the tree in front of our yard because we could climb on it and we could see the cars rushing by on our street because the tree is right next to the cars.
And you also have a tree in the front of your yard, and you can climb on it and watch the traffic.
And there's flowers on it.
And there's flowers on it. That's wonderful. You know, I bet you if everyone thought for a moment, they could think of a favorite tree. And I'm going to ask our adult friends now, just to take a minute, turn to a friend that they're sitting next to, and tell them about their favorite tree. I'll call you back with the singing bowl. To introduce today's ritual to you, I'd like to read this poem by Jennifer Pratt Walter. It's titled Church. My church is a ring of alders tilting towards a living pond, backed by the punctuation of tall firs funneling the morning breeze. In my chapel, red-winged blackbird unravels her liquid song in the cattails. The thick mud smell is my incense. A beaver-felled tree is my pew. I toss my donation, red huckleberries, into the humble water where the secret trout leaps. Cedar waxwings are my songs, lifting from a hymnal penned by water, touching the sky. And the courting dragonflies weave my salamander prayer. I need no minister, for that is me, Alpha and Omega, breathing out my own measured days in this wet forest cathedral. You know, over the years, as I've talked to people about their spiritual lives, so many have mentioned their connection to nature. Walking, running, bike riding, gardening, sitting outside, they're all spiritual practices. And yet, come Sunday morning, these same people find themselves here at first, because we need both. Just as nature can resemble church, so too can church resemble nature. As you enter today, you should have gotten 3 Post-its. I want you to label one roots, label a second one trunk, and label a third one canopy. Give you a second, and then I'm going to give you another prompt. Leave room to write more on your Post-it. Okay. Now I want you to take a moment to consider the roots of a tree, their purpose, the way they anchor the tree and deliver vital nutrients throughout its system. I want you to think about what anchors and delivers vital nutrients throughout the church. Write your answers down on your Post-it labeled roots, and then we'll move on. Give you a second. Now consider the trunk of a tree, its steady strength, and how the bark protects the fragile inside. What about church reminds you of a tree trunk? Write your answer on your Post-it that you labeled trunk. And again, I'll give you about 30 seconds. Finally, I invite you to think about a tree's canopy. Think about the life it houses and the way its appearance, its leaves, changes over the course of a year. How is a church like a tree canopy? Okay, as you finish your thoughts, I'm going to invite my friends up here, my little friends, because they're going to help me with this next part. Come on. I need helpers. I can't do this alone. No, we can't bring stuff with us. We got to have our hands free for this. Okay. So in just a moment, our adult friends are going to come forward. They're going to hand you their Post-its. And it's your job to take the Post-its and put it on the tree. Think you can do that? Yeah? Okay. I hope you finished your thoughts. I'm going to invite you to come up along the sides and down the center. Give your Post-its to my friends here. They're going to decorate our tree. And afterwards, that's going to be put in the lobby so you can look over it yourself. Down the center, up the sides, down the center. As our children finish up filling in our tree, I want to finish with this musing from Irene Glass and Rebecca Savage. We live together in community, but we also are in community with the vast congregation of the earth. We have a role to play in softening the blow of the age of humans. We have a voice that can help to shape the world to come. So we are charged.
Okay. So every month we pass the physical and virtual plate in support of a worthy cause. This month, that cause is the Western Wildlife Corridor. And here to tell us more about it is Philip Schaefer, who has a profound love of trees, and he's the co-founder of a group of volunteers who work in French Park monthly to get rid of invasive plants like honeysuckle.
Hi. So as Ellen mentioned, this month's Share the Plate recipient is Western Wildlife Corridor. They're a fantastic land trust, and they're expanding their footprint. They're a great model for organizations like Friends of French Park. They do fantastic habitat restoration, and they manage one of my favorite parks in Cincinnati, Bender Mountain in Delhi Township. So I think we're going to watch a little video, and I think they're fantastic.
The mission of Western Wildlife Corridor is to protect, restore, and preserve natural habitat and provide education to foster connections with nature. We're a nonprofit organization formed in 1992. And we're focused in the area from about downtown Cincinnati to the Indiana border, that Ohio River corridor. We currently own or manage over 310 acres. And we're an urban suburban land trust. Practically anything you can imagine we're doing to preserve, protect, restore natural habitat. Acquiring land is a big deal, and that takes effort, and it takes years. You just don't get a piece of land overnight, generally speaking. Even under the best of circumstances, it can take years. A lot of the land is donated to us, and we have several big land donations and purchases that are occurring this year. We have work events, and with those work events, the big thing we're doing is habitat restoration. And what I mean by that is typically removing invasive plants. For example, Amur honeysuckle, which is an invasive plant from Asia, or removing garlic mustard. Both of those can take over a forested area. And if you don't get rid of those invasive plants, they will take over, especially honeysuckle. And it crowds out the native plants, which then impacts the native animals, insects, birds, and so forth. We maintain trails. A number of our preserves are open to the public. Everything's free and open to everybody, all folks from all walks of life. And we have trails, not everywhere, but we have trails in many places, like here at Kirby and at Bender. But to maintain that trails, it takes work. You have to acquire properties, which takes years. Let's talk a little bit about the benefits of what we do. First off, people benefit. They benefit from the fun educational programs that we offer that really enrich their appreciation of the environment. They benefit through healthier neighborhoods. And we're helping to clean the air and the water with these nature preserves. They benefit through increased property values. If you have a home near a nature preserve, the value of your home is going to be higher. They benefit physically and psychologically by hiking through our preserves. That is obviously physically beneficial, right? But it's also beneficially psychologically. Studies have shown that when you hike through the woods, it's like being in a meditative state. Nature, of course, benefits as well. You know, I like to say, it's in the name. The Western Wildlife Corridor, the main goal of a habitat corridor is to increase biodiversity. And through our efforts, native plants have increased in our preserves. Our preserves are used by local native animals and migrating animals. Those habitat corridors reduce the impact of habitat fragmentation and reduce the risk of species disappearing locally.
Please rise now as you are willing and able to sing hymn number 1064 in the teal hymnal, Blue Boat Home. As Elliot extinguishes the chalice, I will share with you this poem from Gary Kowalski. We thank you, sky, for your blue, also breeze for what you do. Everything simple, undivided, and too ordinary to be tried as true. The sound of rain when we're warm inside, purple shadows on the mountainside. Help us to notice, open our eyes, give us grateful hearts and unclinging minds, that we may be at one and at peace when our story's told, as much a part of nature as the beauty we behold.